It's not for the faint of heart. For those who are comfortable on the sidelines, it takes days, months, years to change the lives of individual students. You put in the hours and hope for the best. You hope for the future. You calculate. You scheme. You prepare. You research. And you dive in to risk it all for an endeavor that may never pay off and for which you may never hear the words, "Thank you."
Okay, I'm Lexus Rodriguez and I'm a senior.
I'm Yoshi Bailey, I am a senior.
Susan Madigan, I teach marine biology.
I first met Miss Madigan when it was my sophomore year and she was my homeroom teacher. And she was very nice, and when I finally got acquainted with Miss Madigan, it was a lot more than just she was there for the first part of the morning. It was a friendship, it was a relationship.
A thing that I learned about myself with Miss Madigan is probably that I can actually focus when I actually want to. And like if there's engagement in like actual like a relationship, I can actually like understand things. And especially during lunch, it's so funny because like we have personal conversations and she makes me think how like I want to do things in the future, and yeah.
I learned many things over the course of lunch my senior year with Miss Madigan. One being that I'm extremely honest with myself and other people, even sometimes when I don't need to be. Mrs. Madigan has inspired me to live life in a way that I feel most comfortable in, and in a sense that not everything is gonna go my way, and that I can always push through harder than what anybody else expects me to.
Miss Madigan has inspired me to just be myself. You know, I don't have to pretend to be someone else for other people's amusement or anything. That myself, like, I could be whoever I want, do whatever I want, and just be a successful person.
Hi, I'm Nathan Roseman. I march the snare drum in the Black and Gold Brigade, and I'm also the percussion captain. So I help out and I help make sure all the kids are motivated in the percussion section. I work with Mr. Barker to make sure we're all playing together and we're all playing well and having a good time. Yeah, Mr. Barker, you definitely helped me grow as a leadership role, especially because we work so closely with making sure all the kids are motivated. And especially resonates with me is you talking about two voices, a leadership voice and a friend voice. And that way you can separate your friendship from your leadership responsibilities.
You picked up on that.
I did.
That's great.
So the biggest way you've inspired me is how you tell us about how you almost never practiced piano as you were young. You weren't some child prodigy. You didn't start learning and taking it seriously until you were in high school. And that kind of really inspired me because I never really took lessons myself. I'm just kind of working on my own. I didn't start till I was in high school. So seeing how you won Best Keyboardist in Florida back in your glory days.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, seeing how you won that despite only starting in high school, not being a child prodigy, kind of gives me some inspiration in what I can do.
Hi, I'm Allie Dunn, and I'm a senior at Bishop Moore.
I'm Mrs. Pryor, and I'm a learning strategies teacher and academic assist.
We met 2 years ago when I transferred to Bishop Moore in her learning strategies class. When I first met her, I felt warm, like I felt comfortable, like I don't know, I felt like there was a connection between us at first. She just made me feel comfortable for who I am, and like I felt like she knew me well and she knew my personality. She's taught me like to be myself and to be who I am, and don't worry what other people think about me, because God's made me who I am and not what other people want me to be. She's inspired me in many ways, but like she's inspired me like to be that strong woman that we are, and that we can do anything we want and we don't need anybody else to tell us what we can and we can't do, because at the end of the day, like, they don't know us like we know ourselves. And yeah.
She's a hard worker. She's a real hard worker. Through lunch, free periods, and any other period that she can get some help. That's what I like about her.
Teachers make a difference. They call us out. They make us better people. They educate us. They show us the way in a life that can overwhelm and confuse us. They draw us out of the faceless crowd to lift us up.
Thank you, Miss Jenny. Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Thanks, Coach Davis. Thank you, Miss Cannon.
Thank you, Mr. Moss. I like to say Miss Crespo, you're the best. Thank you, Miss Enriquez.
Thank you, Miss Dempsey.
Thanks, Miss Iglesias.
We love you.
Thank you, Sister Christy. Thank you, Mr. Hubbard.
Thank you, Mr. Pridemore.
Thank you, Miss Gruskamp and Miss Miller. You got the best teachers. Thank you, Coach Eliason.
Hi, Miss Lamore. Thank you so much for being such an amazing English teacher.
Thank you, Mr. Knopf.
Thank you, Miss Chambers.
Thank you, Miss Funston.
Thank you, Mr. Sharkey. You're a great Spanish teacher. Thank you, Coach Davis. Thank you, Miss Castro.
Thank you, Coach Fleming. Thank you, Dean DeVillion. Thank you, Miss Lamore. Thanks, Mr. O'Grady.
Thank you, Mrs. Gruskamp.
I want to thank the people at Campus Ministry, especially Mr. Dion, because they're great.
Thank you, Mrs. Spellman.
Thank you, Mrs. Harkness.
Thanks, Miss Snowing. Thank you, Miss Wolford. Thank you, Miss Funston.
Thank you, Miss Coley.
Thank you, Miss Cruz Camp.
Thank you, Miss Goley, for everything you do for the drama program.
Thank you, Mr. Moskowitz. Thank you, Miss Iglesias. You're the best. We love you.
Thank you, Mrs. Brogan.
Thank you, Mr. Coleman. Thank you, Mr. Lamb.
Thank you, Miss Tatum. Thank you, Miss Brogan.
Thank you, Miss Snell and Mr. Shea.
Thank you, Miss Enriquez.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers. Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, Miss Hustler.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers.
Thank you, teachers.
I'd like to thank all of our teachers and staff.
Miss Madigan, I love you with all my heart.
Miss Madigan, thank you so much for impacting my life without actually having to be one of my teachers.
You know I love you guys. You're my kid.
I'm
Forever.
actually gonna cry.
So I wanted to thank you for all of the time you spent making sure that us as a student body aren't frustrated with music, and all of the energy you spent inspiring us to become better players, and not just become stagnant, lacking a keyboard, or blowing our Thank you.
My pleasure.
Prior, I want to thank you for everything you've done in my life. Thank you for always believing in me. Thank you for being like a family to me. And I hope when I graduate, we continue to have this strong relationship and that you've been a part of my life. And thank you for all you do for me.
She's bringing me to tears. I just want to say, I'm so glad I met you. And you're a wonderful young lady, and you keep believing in you. And keep pressing forward.
Teaching is hard work. It's not easy. But at the end of the day, it's worth it. So thank you, teachers, for all your sacrifices and for all your love.